Hi, folks. Welcome to Community Pulse. I'm your host, Brian Lamore. On today's show, we'll be talking about, well, a special event that's coming up. It's for 24 hours only. It's your opportunity to give local to up to 66 different organizations. We'll have a website later on we'll put up on the screen, and we'll have 4 supporting businesses in Helena in which you can donate to those 66 different organizations. On the website, you'll have a brief description of what they do. You can allocate to all of them, some of them, or to one of them. But what's really important is that they hope to raise $100,000 in 24 hours, and you can be a big help for that. Of course, we have some wonderful guests on the show today to help talk about it. On my left is Bill Crane. You're the Executive Director of Give Local. Welcome to the show. And Janessa McElrath. And you're the Project Coordinator for Give Local. Welcome to the show, first of all, to both of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
And Janessa, let's start at the top. Give Local, that's kind of a new term that I've heard going around lately. What is Give Local? What's their objective, and what do they hope to accomplish?
Yeah, I would love to talk to you about it. Of course, as the project coordinator, it's
Yes.
been the focus of my life since February when we started.
Yeah.
But Give Local Helena is a National Day of Giving that the Helena Area Community Foundation has brought here in Helena. Their role has been to donate the time of the board members, as well as put together the steering committee, which Bill from Montana Shares is a part of. And what we are trying to do is find a platform as a way to support the nonprofits here in Helena. And we thought, what better way to do that than to bring this website, a one-stop shop where they can all be listed, and donors in Helena can go online mobilely on their iPads with a cup of coffee and a bathrobe while they're out on their lunch break with their coworkers and donate right there. It's really easy, and it's a great platform. It's a really safe, secure online giving. And our goal is to raise $100,000 in 24 hours, but to also shine a spotlight on the nonprofits that make Helena such a wonderful community, and to create a younger pool of donors who are more comfortable with the online and the social media giving as well.
Oh, that's great. Well, now, Bill, this Give Local, that's not kind of like a new little idea that we started in Helena. It's a national organization, and there's the national movement. Can you tell us more about that?
Well, it's been going probably for the last 2 or 3 years all around the country. It's typically run by community foundations. And over the last 2 or 3 years, nationally, it's raised over $53 million.
Wow.
So it's a huge impact on the entire country, and it all takes place in that 24-hour period. You can't give early, you can't give late, you have to give in that day.
Just a quick window. And it was interesting, this is on May 5th, which is Cinco de Mayo. And you can not only give through the website, but you can give locally at, the website is givelocal.org, but you can also donate, if you're a morning person, over coffee, Fire Tower Coffee, Scenic Brew Coffee, or if you like a quick brewski or wine at night, Sommeliers or the Lewis and Clark Brewery. Yeah, but I think it's important. This is just a quick window. And Janessa, I was wondering, what's the advantage of a 24-hour shot versus you can come in here at any time?
Yeah, it's unique in a sense. There's Giving Tuesday in November, and that's kind of a thing that you just put a label on, where this is all on one website, and it's just a kind of celebration and quick, hey, here's this website, here's this opportunity. And it's been really neat to see how excited that the nonprofits are. We hosted a social media training with Social Connection Marketing to talk about social media and how to use it, as well as Dead Dinosaur Production to talk about video sharing. So it's, instead of this kind of long, drawn-out process, it's really quick. And we were talking before the show about how we brought this in February, so we've only had a couple of months, and that's just kind of the rhythm of the day too. It's, hey, I'm up, I'm at it, here it is, here 5 minutes, your credit card's right there and everything. So.
And it gets done and done quickly. But you also mentioned social media, and that's such a big topic anymore. What various platforms in social media are you using to get the word out? Facebook and blogs and.
Yeah, well, right now we just have a Facebook and a Twitter, as well as the website, givelocalhelena.org, and that's how you can see everything. Now, a really interesting piece of this Give Local, so it's a Give Local America, and as Bill mentioned, a lot of money's been raised, and it's been taken on by quite a few communities, but because of that, you can specialize it or tailor it to fit your community needs. And something that we've seen in Helena is it's not so much, huge social media town, which is why we included those donor lounges as a way instead of, we're isolating each other. Helena, so this community, feel you go to one of the breweries on any given night, and they're both, they're packed. Fire Tower, Scenic Brew also packed, and so we really wanted to focus our efforts there. As a community giving day, we have I think over 300 nonprofits in Helena and only 27,000. I mean, just the interaction there is huge. So that's why those donor lounges were important to us. But also we're trying to raise the awareness. So you can like our Facebook page at Helena Area Community Foundation, and you'll get updates and you'll be able to see all the nonprofits that are participating and learn more about them right there.
Okay, so we have a little summary on the website about it. But Jessica, you say the word donor lounges, and I guess for me, I'm old enough like, what's a donor lounge?
Yeah, no, thank you. I'd love to clarify. We picked that term up somewhere along the way at one of our planning meetings, and so for me, it's it's a way to use it. But what the donor lounge is, at one of those 4 locations in the morning between about 7:30 and 11, we'll have volunteers from the Kiwanis Club, Gold Rush Lions, and the Capital Kiwanis Club, and they'll be there with iPads and with information. So if you want to go to Fire Tower, if you want to treat yourself, Cinco de Mayo, you can stop in and they'll be there with the iPads and they'll be able to walk you through all of it and help you out, answer any questions. And the donor business, lounge locations have also have been very generous. The morning ones will give you $1 off of your coffee if you support on site, as well as we'll have drawings for raffle baskets collected by local businesses right there that we'll announce at the end of the day. And both Sommeliers and Lewis and Clark Brewery are also giving back a percentage of the profits they make through the day or from 5 to 8 at Lewis and Clark and all day at Sommeliers to support the Give Local Helena effort.
Boy, that's wonderful.
I know, it's a mouthful. There's no short answer.
Yeah. Well, now, Bill, what is the role of the Community Foundation? I mean, it's set up, but what does it do, and how does it obtain its goals?
Well, I think pretty much any community foundation's job is to try to set up permanent endowments within the community so that they can support the nonprofits within that community that in turn support the community itself. So it's just a cycle of people that have the ability to give to get an endowment set up, then have that turn around and help people in the community that need it or help aspects of the community that need to be helped.
Okay. Could you define an endowment? I mean, that's a legal term, and sometimes people think they know what they're talking about.
I probably shouldn't be the one to do this. I would defer it. Typically, I defer most of the planned giving stuff to the Montana Community Foundation or to the Helena Area Community Foundation when people are talking to me about it. But basically, an endowment is a pool of funds where you're never really passing out the pool so much as you're passing out the earnings that come in from the pool, whether it's interest or return on investment. And I'll probably keep it that simple rather than butcher it and just lie, because I wouldn't want to do that. So basically, it's a large pool of funds that you try to make the community better with the interest and the earnings off the investments.
And it allows you to operate, and there's a variety of tools, I guess, that you do need and use in order to meet the objectives of the nonprofits, and that's one of them.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, now what does it take to become a member of the Community Foundation? Is there a screening process, or you limit the individuals or the organizations that can get into that?
Well, there's really no membership involved with the Helena Area Community Foundation. It's basically, this particular event was open to all the nonprofits in the Helena area, and in the Helena Area Community Foundation itself is actually run by a board of directors that are local people. And so it's a very open thing. Anyone can donate to it that wants to. And then, like I say, this particular event, which I'm hoping we do again next year, I love this event. I love the energy. And so when it comes around time to do it next year, if you didn't get involved this year as a nonprofit, we're going to have great results, and more organizations are going to want to be involved than previous year.
Word of mouth will get around.
It'll get around, you bet.
Yeah. Well, now, Janessa, we're talking about the social media being used to promote this project, May 5th. if you're a part of an organization, you've donated before, can you expect to get information from the previous organizations you supported about what is coming up May 5th?
Yeah, absolutely. So one goal of ours is to not only increase our presence on social media, but encourage nonprofits to do the same. So it's like a 50-50. We'll do 50% of the marketing. We are designing and putting out promotions donated by Allegra and Action Print. But then we also encourage nonprofits to go out and tell their own donors, you donate, every month, hold off April's or give April's and May, both on those days. A unique piece of this as well, like I said, there's a lot going on for such a short period.
Yeah.
But we've reached out to different businesses here in town, and with their sponsorship and their support, we've created a stretch pool, what we like to refer to that as, of extra money that all the nonprofits participating will get either at the end of the day based on how much money and how many donors that they were able to get, kind of an extra incentive. And we're also doing hourly prizes named after our sponsors, First Interstate Bank hourly prize, the Montana Community Foundation, and so on. And that'll be chosen randomly by the website itself based on either a unique donor with a different credit card number and the age, or also an oldest donor, the first to donate at midnight, and those will be anywhere from $100 to $250 sums that the nonprofits earn, just luck of the draw.
So luck of the draw, it'll go to the nonprofit, not the person making the donation.
Right. A couple,
Okay.
yes, a couple of them can choose. A couple of our prizes are one will go to the most generous donor or whoever donates to the most nonprofits, and then they'll be able to choose which nonprofit gets the $250 prize for
That's
that.
great. And is there matching funds that also go on during this? I mean, it seems like it's all kind of complicated. This will be in the background. It'll be working, but there's a lot that's going on in the background.
Yeah, so we have those stretch pool that we've created, but we've also encouraged nonprofits to go out and find a sponsor or maybe a favorite donor of theirs to match the funds. So if they're able to raise $100 on Give Local, that they'll have a matcher that will say, I'll give you 100 for every 100 you create. And so we want the nonprofits to also have this conversation and this dialogue with either donors that they've had for a long time or anyone that wants to learn more about them.
Yeah, that's great. So if they go to the website, what can they find out? I mean, you pull up the screen, and what information is there for someone who's saying, well, I'd like to donate, but I don't know where to start?
Yeah, there's a couple ways to donate online. The first, if you visit givelocalhelena.org today, you'll see kind of a blurb and all your sponsors listed at the bottom. And on the day of, right at midnight, that will change, and it will say leaderboard and have the credit card information. So the first way to donate is that shopping cart approach that you can add all 66 or 5 of your favorite. It's just a drop down, and you can select your organization and then the amount of money you want to go to it. And then at the bottom is all the credit card information. It's the highest security rating websites can get, safer than Target's was. So that's one way you can do it if you want to see all that are there. Or you can search through categories if you're really passionate about pets or communities. You can click on the right side and it'll show all the logos. And if you click on the logo, it'll take you to a separate piece of the same page that has a little blurb about what the nonprofit does and their focus. Finally, there's a search engine. So if I knew that I wanted to donate to the Helena Area Community Foundation, I can just type it right there and it will pop up, and I can make my donation just to the one.
Okay, that's great. Well, I think it's important to note, I've been on other websites and donated to other organizations where X amount of dollars every month you can donate. But this really isn't that way. It isn't a 12-month. It's a one shot, right?
That's a one shot. So if you, let's say you do donate $100 a month and you are in a position where you can do a lump sum, I would highly encourage all of that right there, just because of the opportunities to raise other matching funds as well.
Okay, well, that's really neat. Now, Bill, I'm thinking that this is it's a national organization, and nationally it's one day. And in Montana, is there similar sites, similar fundraising going on in different towns in case you're here for the legislature and you like to donate a hometown?
Right, as much as I don't want to send people too far away from
Yes.
Give Local Helena,
Right, yeah.
there will be Give Local Missoula, there'll be Give Local Bozeman, Give Local Helena, and then Give Local Flathead, I believe, is the fourth one. And I suspect next year that will grow even more. Actually, Give Local Missoula was the only one in the state last year. So we've grown 4 times as big just in 1 year.
So that says it's a good idea.
So it's a really good idea, you bet.
Yeah. Well, now, is this the website, Bill? Is it a national website, or do each of the locations develop their own website so they have to work with the security issues?
It's a national website, and they've perfected this over the years where it's a super safe, simple interface that everyone in the whole country, by and large, is going to be using this same website.
Okay.
It makes it really easy for someone like us who we've all got our regular jobs in Janessa's case, school. And so it gives us a framework. We just plug and play our information into that framework, and we don't have to worry about how the credit cards get processed because they process them for us.
Yeah, it all works out. And Jessica, it's so nice. You're a Carroll College student. You're doing this in your spare time, right?
Yeah, like what's spare time now? I'm a public health major of the business minor. And one piece of that I think is really important is philanthropy and being able to raise passion and interest and allow people the opportunities to give back to these nonprofits and support their work. So that's why I reached out to the Helena Area Community Foundation when I heard about this, and I have absolutely loved it.
Yeah, you learn a lot. Right?
Yeah, you absolutely, yeah.
It's a big job. And it's so cool that you're doing that, and Carroll College allows you to do it. Are you getting credits for this?
Yes, with the internship coordinator over there, they're wonderful, and I've been able to get 6 credits for it.
That's great. Well,
And ample amount of experience and opportunity.
well, way back when, I'm
Yeah.
a Carroll grad, and I got banking credits for working at a bank and billing. So it's wonderful that they do that. They get you in the community. It's 2 thumbs up.
Oh yeah, it's been wonderful.
Yeah. Well, now, Jessica, let's go over again. We have several businesses that an individual can actually visit them if they don't want to go on site, or if they just happen to go to these places on Tuesday, Cinco de Mayo. Tell us more about the places and what they can expect there.
Yeah, so the first is the Fire Tower, and we'll have volunteers there from 7:30 to 10 a.m. The owner, Nord, has agreed for the $1 off coffee. We'll also have the prizes, the gift baskets there, and they can just expect a good time. And I've been able to meet with all the volunteers, and they're wonderful. So if worst comes to worst, and you just need a friend, you go chat with them. And then Scenic Brew is our second morning lounge, and again, you'll have a $1 off your coffee, prizes, and volunteers there. The evening lounges, and then you go home, take a nap before the next batch of them, and those are sommeliers. The owner of Sommeliers is actually on the board of the Helena Area Community Foundation.
Great.
Yeah, so he was, again, a great supporter from the beginning. And that'll be from 5 to 8, again, with volunteers and good time and good food and good wine, of course. And then Lewis and Clark Brewery, we have actually one of the Carroll College professors who I was chatting about this plays in a band, Jack Oberweiser, will be there with music, and we'll have, again, more volunteers, and a $1 off every beer sold that night, or from 5 to 8 p.m. will go toward the Give Local.
That's great. Well, now we're drawing to a close on the show. And Bill, quickly, what are some of the final thoughts you'd like our viewers to remember about Give Local coming up May 5th?
One of the things that we didn't mention that I think is kind of important about this whole day, it's 24 hours, and you asked earlier why 24 hours. How many times have you got something in the mail where like, yeah, probably should give it to them, and you set the piece of mail aside and you may not ever get to it. So this is a decision that gets made that day. And I love the idea of this just being sort of a shopping cart where you can go one place, donate to all the charities you want, whatever your amount is, have it split up. And then the last thing is, it has a super tangible feeling to the day where you can see exactly how much money is raised on a live ticker or whatever you want to call it. And so you don't have to wait a day or two to get results and say, well, we raised X amount 2 days ago. You can see how much is being raised on the fly, just live feedback. And I think that feedback is great for building energy. I think we'll, kind of as we tweet around the state and Facebook and what, we can show what the other communities are doing so you can see how this 24-hour period is affecting the whole state. I suspect, if I had to make a guess, we're probably talking, maybe $500,000 will get raised that day between the 4 communities that are involved. I think that's a powerful feedback mechanism that we get to be part of and we get to play in.
Oh, yeah, and the difference it makes to the nonprofits is amazing. And Janessa, what are some of your final thoughts?
Yeah, well, I would like to thank our sponsors. Our business sponsors have made this whole thing possible. Tracy Foundation, First Interstate Bank, the Montana Community Foundation, Opportunity Bank, Ron and Connie Burgum, D.A. Davidson, U.S. Bank, Northwestern Energy, Tony and Clark Broadbent, Anderson Zermalin, Dubec, Pifer and Fox, and Van Swiftway. Again, I think it just speaks volume that we could get so many of those sponsors. But $100,000, 24 hours, you, us, go. I'm so excited, and I hope Helena is too.
Oh, that's great. Well, I'd like to thank you both for being on the show and taking all the time and effort to put this in. There's a lot of work behind this, and way to go. That's really good. I'm sure the difference will be made in our community's lives and people we know.
All right,
You
thank you
bet.
so much.
Thank
And
you.
for our viewers, again, we're talking about Cinco de Mayo, May 5th. It's coming up pretty quick. It's a Tuesday. They want you to give local. They have a website in which you can go to, and you can donate for 24 hours only up to 66 different nonprofit organizations. Or you can go to 4 businesses, and they will have special premiums for you to help you donate. 2 coffee shops is Fire Tower Coffee and the Scenic Brew. And 2 places in the evening, you like a drink, Sommeliers and Lewis and Clark Brewery. They'll donate and make the difference to those 66 different organizations. I hope to see you there. Thanks for joining us.